FCPA Yaro, karibu.
Thank you, sir.
Naitwa FCPA Tanui, mwanachama wa jopo hili la uteuzi. Karibu.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Yaro. My
Good
name
morning,
is
madam.
Caroline Kituku, a member of the panel.
Thank you.
Good morning, Abdi Hafid.
Good morning, Professor.
My name is Adam Solo, a member of the selection panel.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Nicodemus Bore, member of the panel.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa rahmatullah.
My name is Fatuma Ali Saman, a member of the panel.
Thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Yaro.
Good morning, madam.
Excuse me. My name is Koki Muli Grigno, a member of the selection panel.
Good morning, Dr. Yaro.
Good morning, madam.
My name is Evans Misati, a member of the selection panel.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, members. Dr. Yaro, we want you to introduce yourself to us. Just give us a brief profile. Take 3 or 4 minutes to do that, and tell us why you are the best fit for this position, and if you speak Japanese.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am Abdi Hafid Abdullahi Yaro, the managing partner of Iebc and Associates LLP, an accounting firm, a medium-sized accounting firm based in Nairobi, where we provide audit and assurance services, tax consultancy, accounting, and other financial advisories, and several other financial consultancies. I am the managing partner and the founder of that firm, where we serve Kenyans in meeting their tax obligations mainly. Previously, before that, I worked as a county executive committee member for Wajir County between 2017 to 2022. And before then, I was the first deputy governor of Wajir County between 2013 and 2017. The pioneer deputy governor, where I played instrumental role in establishing the county institutions. We laid the framework for devolution in the county of Wajir at that time. Before then, I worked with KRA, where I joined as a graduate trainee immediately from the university, and worked for over 10 years, rising through the ranks to the position of senior tax auditor before I resigned to start this accounting firm. Unfortunately, I did not last so much in the accounting firm at that time, because 6 months into the starting of the accounting firm, due to the new devolution, negotiated democracy, I was chosen by elders to be the running mate of the governor at that time, and that's how I ended up being the deputy governor. On my academic journey, I started my primary school and high school in Wajir, where I emerged the best overall student from Wajir in the KCSE of 1996, and proceeded to Kenyatta University, where I did Bachelor of Commerce and specialized in accounting. Thereafter, immediately after graduation, I said I joined KRA, where we joined the program called the Graduate Trainee Program of 18 months, and graduated with postgraduate diploma in tax administration. While still working at KRA, I got an opportunity. I got a scholarship from Japan government and the World Bank to study a master's in public policy and at the National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies in Tokyo, Japan. I completed that study and came back and continued with my work at KRA. Thereafter, I felt I still needed to do more, so I enrolled for PhD in 2016 January at the Management University of Africa, and graduated with a PhD in Management and Leadership 4 years later, and earned the title of doctor. On the professional side, I am a practicing accountant and a member of Iebc since 2009. And in December 2022, I was admitted to the College of Fellows of Iebc and awarded the coveted title of FCPA, I think my senior in the profession, FCP Tanui, can attest to that because he was a witness on that day. I am also a certified internal auditor and a member of Institute of Internal Auditors. I am also an expert in and a trainer in anti-money laundering (AML) and counter-terrorism financing. Basically, that is all about my profession and my professional experience, the work experience, and my academic journey. I actually dedicate my academic achievements to my parents, who, despite not having seen inside a classroom, took me to a school. Unfortunately, they did not witness any of my achievements because they passed on a long time before I could even get my KCSE results. But nevertheless, I think I've made a lot of, I've inspired many young people from my home county of Wajir and the Greater North to whatever that I feel I have achieved. Why I think I am best suited for this job? First of all, this job has to be done because it has to be done by somebody, some Kenyans. That's what the law says. And we must get the best people to do this job. And without bragging, I consider myself among the best people because I believe that I can do what the best man can do. And I also believe that I have the necessary character to be in this commission of IEBC, where we are looking for people who are independent, impartial, people who are just, people who can be patient, people who have leadership skills. And I believe I have that leadership skills too also. Despite having academic qualifications in leadership, I've been a leader all my life from a young age. So I believe that I have what it takes to serve Kenyans in this capacity and to be able to contribute to the nation building. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to ask Linda to ask you some questions.
Thank you, Chairman. Dr. Yaro, did I hear you say you are a beneficiary of negotiated democracy?
Yes.
Now, with your experience in being in active politics and you being a beneficiary of a negotiated democracy, do you believe that the IEBC Commission and you being a member should promote that negotiated democracy going forward and looking, of course, into 2027 and you being a member of IEBC?
Sure, a negotiated democracy, if it is used well, it's a good thing because it really brings down the pressure of the campaign pressure and the conflicts that arises due to election. For example, if people come to the table and understand, and without interfering with, at the end of the day, without interfering with the right to vote of every individual to make a free choice, it can work in such a way that communities can come together and decide to bring down conflicts, especially conflict-prone areas. For example, if I give you an example of Wajir, we have like different clans, sub-clans that live there. And when the revolution came, how they agreed, the clan sat and said, Clan A, you go for the governor. Clan B, you go for deputy governor. Clan C, you go for the senator. It doesn't stop that Clan A that has been given the chance to bring a governor, to bring two governors or three governors. It even happened. But the thing is that the other communities leave that position for that clan. Somehow that really reduced the pressure and the conflict that used to be there. So in one way, it's a good thing because our campaigns are always polarized. But if we can really promote this negotiated democracy whereby so that we ensure that people don't fight over elections, people don't fight, and people feel that everybody is part of the government because each clan feels that, oh, we have a deputy governor there, so we are fine. The other ones feels that, oh, we have a senator there, then we are fine. We don't need to fight. We don't need to we don't need to say that we have been left out. So it is somehow it's a good thing, and I think it should be promoted without necessarily interfering with the rights of making a choice by individual voters as enshrined in the Constitution.
So the negotiated democracy is used in the primaries. Would you call it that it's your primary?
Yeah, basically it's like something like in the primaries, because you see at that time they said, for example, that we before even the election, like even 1 year before the elections, the clans came together because there are always conflicts here and there. So they agreed. They said, okay, what are we going to do? The devolution is coming. These positions are coming. How are you going to share these positions? So they said, okay, Clan A, you go for the governor. Clan B, you go for the senator. It's kind of primaries. And then now the clans go back and now decide now who is going to be best suited for that position. But like in my case, I've never even looked for the position. I was just sitting in my office doing my work. Elders came to me and told me, we feel that you can fit into this position that our clan has been given. Do you have any? Do you accept it? Yeah, I say I accept it. Let's go for it. That's how it. So it's it can be kind of a primaries by itself.
So have they asked you to apply for this?
You see, they told me, there was no application. They told me, accept. Will you accept that we want you to propose you to the governor? The governor has been campaigning for like 2 years that time, and with them, when they are approaching me, it is 50 days to election. That is December 2012. 50 days to election is when I've been approached and I'm being told that we have been given position of a running mate, and we feel that you qualify and you have all what it takes to be there. Will you accept it? Yes, I said I accept it. Then we went to the governor, and that's how I ended up to be the running mate and became the deputy governor.
Okay, thank you. Linda, please go.
But now it's not as easy as that, because people have realized there's a lot of stakes there, so there's a lot of fights over it.
So as a member of the IEBC Commission,
Yes.
will you be promoting negotiated democracy into the national elections that you will be conducting as an IEBC Commission member?
As an IEBC member, I don't think I will promote that, because that is now beyond my whatever, because I'll be interfering with people's choices. So at that moment, as an IEBC member, I will not. Maybe when I'm outside there as an elder, I could, but as an IEBC member, I will not, because I might be interfering with the choices that people are supposed to make individually as enshrined in the Constitution.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes, I will now turn you to Karo Kituku to also ask you some questions. Karo.
Thank you, Chairman, and welcome once again, FCP Yaro. I would like to pick it up from where the Vice Chair left us. So there are two, as you say, there are two systems in the two electoral systems. So there is the first past the post system. Are you familiar with that? The first past the post. And then there is the proportional system. Are you familiar with any of these systems? Okay. So the first past the post is where there is a regulation in law that stipulates who the winner is. This is where, like in Kenya, for example, do you know the margins for the president win?
Yes.
Please tell us.
50 plus 1 on 25.
Yes. So that is the first past system. So how does it work, and what are the benefits of such a system?
What are they?
How does it work, and what are the benefits of such a system in promoting democracy?
I think it is enshrined in the Constitution that the winner of the election, of the presidential election, must have 50 plus 1% of the valid votes cast. It promotes democracy because it is in democracy they say the majority wins. The minority have their say, but the majority wins. So basically, in democracy, majority wins. So it promotes democracy in such a way that it's the majority that had won the election in that case. So I believe it works that way, and it's okay because it promotes democracy. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way we can determine who are the majority. It has to be something. It has to be 50 plus 1, and that's the majority.
Thank you. So there has been a challenge in Kenya that system, especially when we go to the presidential presidential elections as well as gubernatorial or any other, that the winner takes it all disenfranchises the minority, if you could say that, particularly in the instances where the gap is so small. What would you think about such a system then in the context of democracy in light of what you've just told us?
Yeah, I think that's true because we invest a lot in our campaigns, and the system does not allow for the minority to have a say in that government. And I think that's why the issue of BBI was being floated around to cater for that, so that we cannot allow this winners take it all. Because even in the elections that the previous elections where we had post-election violence, like 2007, was some of the recommendations, some of the underlying causes that actually Waki Commission mentioned was the fact that this issue of winner takes all is what is making our elections so polarized, because people feel that if they lose, it's like they have lost everything, and everything in Kenya is like tied around the politics. So I maybe promote the issue that the Kenyans have a discussion on that, revisit the issue of BBI, and to see how we can take care of also the losers. We don't just leave them on the streets, and see how we can take care of the losers. But maybe I think it's a time for discussion among Kenyans to see how we can really address that.
So the other system is the proportional representation. Countries like South Africa use this system, and to some extent it is also used in Kenya. Do you know how it is used in Kenya?
In Kenya, we do handshakes after government after elections.
No, I'm referring in the context. The proportional representation system is where seats are allocated based on the percentages of votes each political party gets. So you will notice like that is fully the system countries like South Africa have embraced. Now in Kenya, do we have in any instances where we use such system?
Yes, we have in the form of nominations. In the political party nominations, we normally allocate seats as per party seats, how much they have won, and then considering that, they are assigned certain amount of seats in the National Assembly and in the Senate and in the county assemblies. That is the closest actually we have come to address maybe that.
So what are the advantages that this system gives a democracy, and how can IBC promote its realization?
Yeah, I think IBC can promote, because even though it's not entirely IBC issue, because this is a national issue, it's a Kenyan issue, we can maybe I cannot promote the expansion of the nomination seats, because people are already complaining about them. It's too costly for that. But I think what IBC can really promote is to try to make the political parties not ethnic based. Because you see, our Kenyan political parties are kind of ethnic based, meaning that if this party wins, it's like as one ethnic party, one ethnic group, or a group of ethnic groups that have won, and the other ethnic groups are left out. So I think we need to promote a bit of inclusion on the political parties, that they have. It should not be ethnic based, but it should be broad based, ideology based, such a way that everybody, or every ethnic group, or every person feels that even if his party has not won, the other party, his people are there, or something like that. I think that's what maybe we should try to promote in terms of trying to achieve this proportional representation.
Mr. Chair, I have one follow-up question. You spoke about the handshake or the coalition agreements that come post-elections. How can the IBC be used to promote democracy in such an instance? Is there any way the IBC can get involved, in your view?
I think IBC's role has ended once they declare the election, so they might not be able to involve themselves into what happens after.
Thank you so much. And
maybe the only thing they can do is maybe try to promote negotiations and maybe dialogues before elections happens, maybe.
Thank you very much, and I wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I'll now turn you to Ambassador Dr. Koki to also ask you some questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair, and karibu sana Daktari.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Let me start by saying that The qualification of a member of IEBC includes your professional category. The reason why we are asking you specific electoral-related matters is because the IEBC's core mandate is actually elections, and what if you are successful, you will be doing will cumulatively and collectively lead us to achieve free, credible, fair, and transparent elections. Therefore, these roles, the role of you as an accountant, as an internal auditor, as an auditor, tax compliance person, which is required of IEBC, is also critical contributor towards transparency, towards credibility, towards professionalizing the electoral process. Therefore, it is important for you to have a general but important grasp of the electoral system, electoral process, electoral cycle, and how each one of these is conducted. Now, coming to that, you have heard from the other candidates that one candidate has already defined the meaning of voter apathy. Therefore, what I would like you to tell the panel, a subsect of this question is, where does voter apathy stem from? Where does it come from?
Thank you, Ambassador. It happens. Voter apathy is there sometimes because people feel that even if they vote, they don't make much change to the government. Because in Kenya now they are saying for the last 3 years, every time we choose a government, they go into bed with the opposition. So some people might even feel that why should I even waste my time and vote, because at the end of the day the governments will be together. That's one. There's also a voter apathy from especially the middle class. And the middle class feel that, going and queuing in the line and maybe staying for 5 hours, 3 hours in the line, they feel that this is waste of time, some of them. Some of them, they feel that I better do something else. So that long period of waiting in the lines, and that creates lots of voter apathy. People feel that I should not go and vote.
Thank you. What would you do if you are successful to end voter apathy in Kenya? How would you resolve those problems you have just raised?
One of them maybe is technology, or also increase of polling stations, even though it's going to be costly again, whatever, because so that people don't stay in line for long. Efficiency, providing efficiency during the electoral, during the voting day, so that people don't stay in line for long. They can easily come maybe within an hour or half an hour, they vote and go. So we need to promote efficiency.
Sorry, just to interrupt you a little bit. Already, the maximum number is actually 700 in a polling station,
Yes.
And therefore it is not expected that it will take too long. So what specific actions will you take to end voter apathy in Kenya?
And
just three.
And especially for the reasons he gave. You said apathy because of handshake. You said apathy because of middle class. So how will you deal with those? Because those are the ones you gave.
For the first one, as an IBC, I might not be able to do anything about it. But for the second one, we can maybe. I was thinking aloud last night about maybe technology. Maybe I think maybe you'll be coming to ask me later that we might embrace even electronic voting, whereby people don't even need to go to the polling stations in the near future. That because the technology is evolving very fast, maybe people will be using their smartphones and just vote from there. So those are some of the things that I might be thinking, but it might not be feasible in the near future. But those are the adapting to technology, new technologies that can assist maybe voting easily and very accessible to the middle class.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you, Ambassador.
And thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I want to ask your colleague in the profession, FCPA Tanui, to also ask you some questions kindly.
Thank you, Chair, and welcome again, FCPA Yaro. Now, one of the key provisions of the IBC Act that was amended in 2024, actually in the latest amendment of the IPC Act, was to have the qualification as an accountant to be a member of IEBC. So, of what benefit are the accounting skills to the IPC Commission?
Thank you, FCPA. Yes, one of the, as you have put it, one of the requirements or amended, one of the requirements for the amended act is to have a member of accounting profession and also of an ICT to be a member of IEBC. An accountant will bring into the IEBC a sense of more accountability in terms of prudent financial management resource, in managing the financial resources, in complying with the PFM and the Procurement Act, in enhancing or addressing even the audit queries. I remember an accountant in that commission will be able, is alive to what normally audit findings are, what audit reports are. So I think a member of accounting profession will be able to help the commission or the other members in understanding even the audit reports better, in addressing the internal audit matters that arises from what the secretariat does. It can also strengthen even the audit committee of IEBC to ensure that there is prudent use of the financials of the public resource. Because remember, these elections normally cost a lot of money, so this money has to be accounted for. So I think a member of accounting profession will bring invaluable knowledge in terms of trying to assist the other members even to understand better what are all these matters regarding the financial resources of IEBC.
So the accountant has no role in the electoral processes, in the core mandate of IEBC?
Of course he has FCPA, because that is his mandate, that's his main job. He's not there as an accountant, he's there as a member of IEBC. So in all the electoral process, he performs equally the other functions that the other members are doing. So I think that one definitely is part of his job. So as a member of the commission, he will definitely do all that other commissioners are supposed to do.
No, but I'm asking, there's accounting skills. What will be the contribution of the accounting skills, leave alone in the administrative functions and the governance function, but in the elections, the referendum process of IPC?
Maybe the arithmetical accuracy of all the data. That is, I think, that's the other things maybe that is alive to, because it needs elections. Of course, is about tallying and counting of votes and all those things. As an accountant, we have done more to do with the consolidation of accounts and the likes. But I think it is that arithmetic awareness, arithmetic accuracy awareness, the mathematical, awareness of all this data, calculations, and all these things. Also, will the accountant also bring that knowledge into the commission?
For your information, that was actually the main reason. Yeah. It was not the administrative one, the auditing.
Okay.
But it was appreciated that elections is about two things. It's about the voting, but secondly, the counting. How accurate are the figures that are being announced? And it was felt that we needed somebody who appreciates figures, and numbers at that position.
Sure, actually, to add on that, accountants always want the books to balance, so they will ensure that the 34As and the 34Bs balance accurately.
Thank you, Chair.
FCPA, how would you use these skills to help the IBC navigate the challenge that is at hand, given that the court has invalidated the population census for Northeastern, and yet you are supposed to determine boundaries?
Thank you, Chairman. We have to depend on the data that's available at that moment. However, yes, the court has invalidated whatever, and it has even asked the government to do the census as soon as possible within those periods. But for IEBC, what the IEBC relies on is the data that's available and the progressive reports, on the data from that period. Because remember, there's progression. There's something called progression reports. For example, if you have the data, for example, like 2009, 5 years down the line, you can do a progression and expect the population of that place. So I think for IEBC now, they just have to rely on what's available, and maybe the other data that is there that is about the progression. That's what they'll rely on as they wait for the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics maybe to do another census and give the correct data again.
Okay, thank you. I want to turn you to Mr. James Misati.
Thanks so much, Dr. Yalo. Now, I want to ask you a question in relation to voter registration. What provision in our Constitution provides for voter registration?
Article 88, I think, provides for continuous voter registration of voters, and voters will be registered. There are qualifications for you to be registered as a voter. You must have reached the age of 18 years, that you are a Kenyan citizen, and you need to get that voter register. There are requirements, there are provisions that ban some people from registering. Like if you are of a sound man, you are not supposed to register for voters. You cannot be registered as a voter. If you have been convicted of a criminal offense, of electoral offense the last 5 years, you cannot register as a voter. If you are judged bankrupt, you cannot register as a voter. So the article of the constitutions and the Elections Act all provide for the voter registration. Unfortunately, we don't normally do continuous voter registration as provided for in the Constitution, because I think probably it's lack of funding. That's what most of the time the IBC says, that they wait until the general election is near. That's when they start doing voter registration, which actually is not supposed to be the case. For example, if you look at it now, since election of 2022, no voter registration has been done. And we know several young people have already reached the age of 18. So it means that IEBC, one of the major tasks of IEBC commissioners, if I'm successful, those are one of the things that we have to address.
From where you sit, there are Kenyans watching you, and who want to understand that if you are given an opportunity as an IEBC commissioner, you're talking about funds, and IEBC has got staff all over the country. Why don't they do the exercise of voter registration? Why should you be looking for extra funds and yet you have staff across the country?
That's actually a question that I have been asking myself. Why do you have staff in most of the IBC offices, and they are not doing anything at the moment, because there's no election and there's no voter registration. I believe, I'm not very sure what is really ailing them as such, but definitely when I become a member of the commission, I'll be able to know more. But I think there are some maybe materials that are needed for this registration to happen. That's why maybe they are not doing it. Secondly, they cannot do voter registration if there are no commissioners in place. That's one of the things that they are waiting for the commissioners to be there to direct them to do the work. Somehow, I don't know why should they wait for the commissioners to do the work. But one of the things is that IBC is dysfunctional now. It cannot function because the commissioners are not there. So those are some of the things that, as a commissioner, we need to fast track and address it the moment we become commissioners, hopefully, inshallah.
What legal reforms would you recommend so that the Constitution, because section that Article 88.4 talks about continuous. So what legal reforms do you recommend to the regulations and others to ensure that we abide by the Constitution when you are a member of the IPC?
We just have to look for ways of implementing that article, because it's already provided for in the Constitution that there should be continuous voter registration. So we just need to implement that and ensure that that happens.
Thanks so much. I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Masati.
And I would like to ask Ms. Fatuma Saman to also ask you some questions. Kindly. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Abdi Hafid, I've listened to the questions that my colleagues were asking you, and I would further want you to tell the panel what strategies would you use in stakeholder engagement in improving, or rather attaining, public confidence in the electoral process if you become a member of the IBC?
Thank you, Madam. There are several stakeholders that the IBC need to engage because who are involved in the electoral management by itself. This like media, the civil society, there's political parties, there's the government, which provides the funding, and other development partners. IBC cannot work. It's an independent commission as provided for under Article 249 of the Constitution, but it cannot work on its own independently. It is interdependent with all these other major players. So some of the strategies that we need to put in place is to engage these stakeholders regularly engage them, give them the necessary information, what we are doing, bring them on board, and always let them be in tandem with what IBC is doing, because that's also part of also being transparent as we approach the election. We don't need to wait for the election day or the election time, when the election is just near. That's when we look for these stakeholders. We need to continuously engage them regularly on many issues that affect the elections. And that is very important, because when people are involved from the beginning, they feel that they are part and parcel of the action. They feel that they are part and parcel of the activity that's taking place. So I think it is important for us always to engage them as early as possible, try to share with them all the necessary information, address their concerns, get their feedbacks, address those feedbacks, and that way I think we'll be able to go together as we approach the general elections that happens every 5 years.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Now turn you to Nicodemus Bore to ask you some questions too. Thank you. Nicodemus, please.
Thank you, Chairman, and welcome, Daktari. Now, you have you worked in the county of Wajir as a deputy governor, and I'm sure you had very many challenges when you started, because as you said, you were among the first people to implement the devolution as per the 2010 Constitution. So can you tell this panel a situation where you took up leadership so that you can establish and improve the brand of Wajir County?
Please, pardon the last part.
I'm saying you were part of the team that initiated the devolution, especially in Wajir County.
Right.
So is there a certain area or a place where you took up responsibility so that you can improve the brand of Wajir County as it is now?
Yeah, sure. As we have said, we are the initiators of devolution. At one point, it's only me and the governor who are employees of Wajir County when we were sworn in, because there were no staff. Definitely, there are a lot of challenges that we went through at that time. But by virtue of producing the first, by being the only county who had a governor and a deputy governor who are both accountants, we were able to be recognized severally by the Controller of Budgets as a county that has done exceptionally well in financial management, prudence financial management. We were recognized for being able to double our revenue, our own source revenue. The first 3 years, we put Wajir on the map of Kenya by laying the first 28-kilometer tarmac since independence, and during the first devolution, I think Wajir was referenced so much as one of the best counties that was actually realizing devolution at that time. Some of the challenges, other challenges that as an individual maybe I faced and I was able to address, is to create a harmonious relationship between the county assembly and the county government itself. Several times I was able to solve a deadlock between the governor and the county assembly, by virtue of being somebody who is always ready to, who humbles himself to the people and ready to listen to people and try to solve issues amicably.
You have held several political positions, including deputy governor. You are also CEC for roads and transport. You are also CEC water and sanitation. You are also, I think, concurrently you held those positions, both as a deputy governor and CEC of either the roads or did they come thereafter?
That's thereafter. When I was the deputy governor, I was just the deputy governor. In the subsequent county government is when I joined, when we lost the elections, in the spirit again of people working together and people coming together, elders still insisted that I should still be within the county government, and the county governor that came after me approached me to be part of his county government for some time.
So all your positions have been negotiated by the elders?
Really, some close to that, because maybe I don't know what the elders were seeing in me. I come from a small marginalized, within marginalized Somali community called Ajuran. So I think the best son they had was me, so they had to put forward me everywhere. So I think that could be the case, but that's how it happened. Thank you.
Chair, I think we need to confirm to the public that no elders have visited us from Wajir for this position, with the chair of, with the position of member of IEBC.
Of course,
I can confirm that.
Of course, they cannot even come here. This is very far for them. Nairobi is very far for them.
Thank you, Chair.
Allow me to ask Professor Adam Solo to ask you some questions kindly.
Daktari,
yes, Professor.
I want to follow up on what Bore and Vice Chair asked you. Are you now an elder, or you are still somebody whom elders approach? Have you graduated into an elder yet?
I think I'm an elder now.
So where those elders are making decisions, you sit?
I really don't sit, because even elders are of different categories. There are elders of my age and there are elders of my father's age. So those are elders of my father's age that sit, that discuss things, and
The reason why I'm asking, in an answer to the Vice Chair on negotiated democracy, you did say that as an IEBC commissioner, you cannot enter into that negotiated democracy, but as an elder, you can do it. In other words, what I'm asking, if during your tenure, if we were to make you a commissioner, during that tenure of 6 years, coincides with you being graduated into where the elders sit to make a decision, and they invited you that we are making a decision, and you are an IBC commissioner, between your role in the clan as an elder and your role as an IBC commissioner, what would you do under those circumstances?
Thank you, Professor. Definitely, I cannot sit in that sittings, because that will be a conflict of interest, because as an IBC commissioner, I'll be promoting democracy. So I will not sit in those meetings to discuss on who is going to be our next governor or who's going to be the deputy governor, because as IBC commissioner now, that will be conflict of interest. So I'll excuse myself and say I cannot be part of that, because now I'm an IBC commissioner. I want democracy to happen. I want people to go and vote the person they want. So definitely at that point, I'll excuse myself.
Article 73 emphasizes that authority assigned to a state officer is a public trust. Can you provide an example from your past experience where you prioritized public interest over personal or clan gain in your case, and how did this decision align with the principle of serving rather than ruling?
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Definitely, as a public officer, definitely you have to uphold the public trust, and that's also guided by my professional slogan of ISPAC, which says uphold the public trust. I will be bound to pursue public interest rather than a personal interest, and I've done severally that. When I was a deputy governor, I've faced where issues come to my desk. And of course, you see, there's a conflict there. There's a clan there. There's somebody from your clan, another one from the other clan, and maybe they're looking for a job, and maybe you are supposed to, or maybe for a transfer, you have to make a decision. I have always been just, because I'm a man of God, and in Islam, one of the main etiquettes is that you should never wrong somebody. Not even not a human being, even an ant, you are not supposed to wrong it. Even an animal, you are not supposed to wrong it, because the prayer of the person who has been wronged has no veil between it to God. If that person raises his hand to God and says, "Oh God, this person has wronged me, let this happen to you," it will happen to you. So fearing that, I will never go and pursue a personal interest while holding a public office.
Thank you. Your clan elders designated you as deputy governor. During the second term, your ticket lost. They again approached the coming in regime that you be a county executive member. What is it that they found in you that they keep on asking governments to have you on board? What is it you do to them that they choose you among all other sons of your small clan to be the one to represent their interests?
Okay. I think maybe one is that they see a leadership skill in me. As I have said earlier, I assumed the role of leadership at the age of 20 when my father passed on. And I brought up my siblings, my family, held them together, educated them. At the age of 20, I matured and took that leadership position. I've also been a leader in school. I've been a library captain. I was the chairman of the Muslim Student Association at the university. I was the treasurer of the International Student Association in Japan when I was studying there. We are studying with over 46 students from 46 countries, and they saw in me that I should be the treasurer. So I believe they saw some leadership skills in me, that this person is honest, he has that leadership, he can lead us, he's fair, he's just. That's what they have seen in me, I think. Secondly, also they looked at maybe also my qualifications. Maybe they thought this is one among the best of their sons. So in every place where they think that a person is needed, they think this is the person who can really be there for us, because he is qualified. He can take a desk on the table. He can dine with the elders. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
So it does appear that you have washed your hands. Then you should just sit with the elders. You don't need them to pull you again.
I really don't need the elders to get a position, because I firmly believe, I'm confident enough that my qualifications and professional experience can earn me a position. So it's not that I really need a push from anyone. But our elders, that's how they behave. If they think that you are the best person suited, they think that if they can talk for you, they talk for you. That's what they do. But I really don't think that, because I've reached where I've reached on my own most of the cases. Because otherwise, if I didn't have the qualifications and even that skills, nobody would have even bothered to come for me. So I don't think that I need any push from any quarter. I believe that my qualifications and my experience and my professional qualifications will make me compete in every competitive position.
Thank you. Prof, please come back again with some 2 questions.
Thank you very much, Daktari. You've served as DG. Every DG aspires to be a governor. You came a little bit down. But just tell us, a DG, specifically a female one, that rose to become a governor.
Yes, there is my fellow DG on the first election, on the first term of the election, the Kwale governor, Fatma Chani, was a deputy governor like me, and she became a governor.
Thank you.
Why? I thought
I just wanted to know.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know that's your era.
Thank you.
Who is the chair of IPOA, the Independent Police Oversighting Authority?
Isaac Hassan, the former chair of
Thank you.
Iebc.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of our interview with you. I want to invite you to come and, if you're able to give us any comment or a question before we release you to go, kindly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, the panel members, for those educative questions. Every interview we go, we normally learn new things, and I learned a lot from you people. I just want to say that thank you for inviting me for this interview. Secondly, please note that if you consider me for this position, you have really considered a self-made young man who rose from humble beginning to where he is at the moment, who carries a lot of aspirations of young people from northern Kenya that I have mentored as an accountant. I've mentored many. In my farm, I have given internship to several young people who are looking for internship, to mentor them. So by giving me this position, rest assured that you have done the right choice and that you have really promoted and you have really inspired many other young people out there who are looking for such senior positions to serve in the national government. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for making your case, and we wish you well. Blessings to you. Kindly remember to pick your certificates, and you had a notebook. If you want to carry it, no problem. Have a good day, and wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you so much again.
Karibu. Thank you. Okay, members, do you want us to get the next one, or do you want us to break? Okay. Yeah, she has said we break. So media, please, we release you. I was trying to check whether I release the media or I invite the next candidate. Please, we release you to, yeah, thank you.